Today we're going to practice reading a dial caliper. So we're going to look at this first one, okay? The first thing that we're looking for is going to be the whole number. You'll notice that there's whole numbers right here. There's a 0, there's a 1, there's a 2, a 3, and a 4, and so on. Those are whole numbers. Now, in between the whole numbers, there are tenths. So this would be 0 and 1/10, 0 and 2/10, 3/10, and so on, all the way to 0 and 9/10 until we reach 1. Okay, and it's the same for the rest of these. So if I was pointing at this one right here, then it would be 2.5 because we have two wholes and 5/10. So that would be 2.5. Okay, all right, so that's what the measurement bar looks like. Now, let's read this one. Look right here. This is where it ended up. This is where the measurement ended up. Okay, the first thing we need is our whole number. Okay, so I see we went past the 0, the 1, the 2, the 3, and the 4. Did we reach the 5? We did not reach the 5. The 5 is somewhere back here behind the dial. So the biggest whole number we reached was the 4. Okay, so our number, oops, just a second. Thank you. Sorry about that. Okay, our number is going to be 4 point something. Okay, so it's going to be 4 point something. We don't know what just yet. Okay, but that's our whole number. Now we look at our tenths. It looked like we reached the 6, but it did not reach the line at the end of the 6. If it does not reach the line at the end of the 6, then we cannot use the 6. We have to use the 5. Okay, so we're going to come over here and make this our 5. 4.5, and then all we need to do is read what the dial says. Now the dial is 0 to 100. Okay, and you'll notice the dial is at 68, so we're going to type in 68. So our number is 4.568 inches because 4 was the high number. And then right over here, it made it to the 6, but it didn't make it to the end of the 6. So we can't use the 6. We have to use the 5. So that's where our 5 came from. And then we read the dial, and it said 68. Okay, let's try the next one. This one, you'll notice the biggest number we got, two whole numbers, again, was 4. Here's the 4. Okay, so our answer is going to start with a 4 point something. Okay, now you'll notice that it got to the 2, but it did not get to the end of the 2. So we can't use the 2 because it didn't reach that line. So we have to use a 1. So it's going to be 4.1 something. Okay, now we read what's on the dial, and you'll notice it's at an 88. So it would be 4.188. Let's check the next one. The biggest whole number that we notice here, okay, is, and notice here we didn't make it to the 4 this time. So our whole number is going to be 3. So we're going to put 3 point. Okay. Now you notice it made it to the 9, but it didn't make it to the end of the 9. It didn't make it to the line after the 9, so we have to use the 8. Okay. So it's going to be 3.8. And then we just read the dial. It looks like it's at 52. So it's going to be 3.852 inches. And let's just do one more here. This one can be a little bit tricky, but let's see. Okay. We noticed that whole numbers, we got to the 1. So our whole number is 1 point something. Now, look how tricky this is. It looks like it made it to the end of the 4, but if you look up here, the dial didn't get all the way to the 0. Because it didn't get all the way to the 0 right here, it did not make it to the end of the 4. And so we can't use the 4 still. So we have to do a 3, 1.3, and then this is at 99. So we were 1/1000th of an inch away from calling it 4. But because this didn't reach the 0, this technically didn't reach the line. So that would be 1.399.